그러다가도 또 이제 다시 클래식으로 돌아오게 되더라고요. 그냥 클래식 음악은 진짜 어떤 시대에 들어도 누구나 공감할 수 있다고 생각을 해서 그래서 클래식 음악이 제일 마음에 와닿는 것 같아요. 지나바카오 콩쿠르에서 특히 2라운드 연주가 저는 항상 기억에 남는 게 너무 무서웠어요, 사실. 한 음 한 음 치는데 다음 음이 뭐였는지 기억이 안 날까 봐 너무 두렵더라고요. 악몽을 너무 많이 꿨었고 연습을 하는데도 불구하고 끝까지 안 되는 음악적인 패시지라든지 테크닉적인 패시지들이 있는데 그게 무대 위에서 정말 무의식적인 세계에서 갑자기 해결이 되는 경우가 있더라고요. 그랬을 때 이제 희열을 확 느끼는 것 같아요. 제가 지금 공부하고 있는 곡들, 즐겨 연주하고 있는 곡들이 사실 클래식 음악을 처음 접하는 분들에겐 익숙하지 않은 곡들이지만 지금 제 나이에 가장 잘 표현할 수 있는 음악이라고 생각을 해서 그런 레퍼토리를 준비를 하고 있는 거니까 같이 즐겨주시고 같이 공유해 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
플라스틱 사실 편리하잖아요. 저조차도 활동을 하고 있지만 플라스틱을 사용할 정도로 생활에 많이 있다고 생각을 하는데요. 플라스틱을 대체할 수 있는 걸 계속해서 찾고 플라스틱이 아닌 다른 것을 사용하는 게 일상의 습관이 될 수 있도록 하는 것이 좀 중요하다고 생각을 해서 참새클럽 캠페인을 중점으로 활동하고 있습니다. 저희는 HDP랑 PP라는 두 가지 재질의 플라스틱을 모으고 있습니다. 보통 음식류에 사용되기 때문에 배달용기나 이런 곳에서 많이 볼 수 있고, 그리고 두 번째로는 저희가 업사이클 가공을 할 때 가장 유독물질이 덜 나오는 물질이기 때문입니다. 플라스틱을 많이 모으고 많이 제작하는 것이 목적이 아니다 보니까 저희는 시민분들한테 플라스틱 기부받고 리워드를 드리는 게 아니라 모아주신 플라스틱이 이렇게 재활용됐다는 걸 알리기 위해서 하는 프로젝트여가지고 이걸 약간 기부가 아닌 돌려드리는 개념으로 지금 하는 규칙을 사용하고 있는 거죠. 불편한 거예요. 사실 이 플라스틱을 실제로 사용하는 걸 모으고 이걸 세척해서 가져오시고 하는 과정이 이 불편함을 사실 해주고 계신 것만으로도 저희는 되게 감사하죠. 나아가서 플라스틱을 사용하지 않을 수 있는 방법을 내는 것이 저희의 숙제이고요. 그리고 가장 중요한 건 이런 자원순환 활동에 있어서 시민 참여가 어떻게 얼마나 중요한 키워드로 적용이 되는지를 계속 말씀을 드리고 싶어요. 그래서 시민 참여 가이드를 조금 내는 게 저희의 목표이자 바람이라고 말씀드릴 수 있습니다. 나는 플라스틱을 순환시키는 그리너다.
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to a brand new week on the Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-art, K-heritage, K-everything. And joining me today in our studio is my co-host Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Happy Monday, Soa, and happy Monday to our viewers at home. Walter Lee here to co-host alongside the lovely Soa and to give you your daily dose of K-Enter News.
All right, lovely Walter. Let's kick off the new week then with K-Enter News. And for our first story, maybe I should keep my eyes closed or maybe not.
Maybe not, no.
But we're going to talk about the latest song of a BLACKPINK member. It is
Jisoo. So on Friday, Korean local time, BLACKPINK's Jisoo released her latest single, Eyes Closed, in collaboration with British pop sensation Zayn Malik, along with its music video, which fans have voted this week's favorite new music video on Billboard. Now, the track marks Jisoo's first new release in 8 months following her solo album Amoutage, which that dropped back all the way in February. I remember talking about that. Now, Zayn Malik, formerly of boy group One Direction, adds his unique, smooth vocals to the track. As a soloist, he is best known for his chart-topping hit Pillow Talk, which reached #1 on Billboard's Hot 100. Now, 2025 has been a really busy year for Jisoo. She is currently performing on BLACKPINK's world tour, Deadline, as well as expanding her acting career with appearances in Kupang Play series Newtopia and the action fantasy film Omniscient Reader: The Prophecy.
No wonder that the fans love the music video. It's very futuristic with the space shuttle and everything. And I have to say, Jisoo and Zayn, they really make up a great duo, just like Rosé and Bruno Mars.
Yes.
I think they have that similar vibe.
I agree with you. There seems to be a trend happening here. Yes.
And now moving from a duo to one of your favorite girl groups, Twice.
Yes, indeed. So as if Twice didn't already have a busy enough schedule, it has been announced that the group is set to perform at the world-renowned Victoria's Secret fashion show. Now, the group will appear as guest performers at the Victoria's Secret fashion show in New York this coming Wednesday local time. Now, this marks the second time a K-pop act has graced the stage following BLACKPINK's Lisa, who actually performed there last year in 2024. So last week, we did talk about Twice, who recently celebrated their 10th anniversary with the new album 10, The Story Goes On. They are on one of their biggest tours of their career, This Is For, and also plan to have a fan meetup, Love Universe, in Korea very soon. So they are very, very busy all over the world.
Can't wait to see them on that renowned, one of the biggest runway stages in the world.
Yes.
And last but not least, let's talk about K-movies.
Yes, indeed. So it seemed that during the Chuseok period, moviegoers were looking for a laugh when heading to the theaters, as the action comedy film Boss topped the overall box office during the Chuseok holiday period, surpassing 2 million moviegoers. Now, Boss is about gang members entangled in a power struggle, torn between asserting dominance within the group and chasing their own personal ambitions. Now, the film ranked #1 at the box office throughout the 10-day Chuseok holiday period from October 3rd to October 12th. Now, Boss surpassed 1 million viewers within just 5 days and became the fastest October release to reach 2 million admissions all the way since the pandemic.
Great achievement there. And thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's turn to our AI anchor, Ari, for more on the culture front. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Honorary Director at Liu Museum of Art, Hong Na-hee, and BTS member RM have been named among the 20 most influential figures in Korea's art market. That's according to the Korea Art Market 2025 report, jointly released by the Paradise Cultural Foundation and the Seoul National University Business School. Hong was recognized as a discerning collector who has helped shape the landscape of Korean art, while RM, the only figure from the broader art sector to make the list, was described as a passionate art collector and cultural influencer who inspires public interest in art. The report was finalized through a survey of leading gallery officials and industry experts, with no specific rankings assigned. The 2025 Yeongdong World Traditional Music and Arts Expo, Korea's first event dedicated to gugak, or traditional Korean music, has successfully concluded its month-long run. The inaugural expo drew over 1 million visitors, about 24 times the population of Yeongdong-gun County, expanding the global reach of gugak, blending tradition and modernity, and bringing together the East in the West. The expo featured more than 300 performances and exhibitions. Folk performance teams from 30 countries also took part, showcasing diverse cultural traditions from around the world. Over 150,000 people visited the Gyeongju National Museum during the Chuseok holiday. The daily average reached over 25,500 during the holiday period, roughly 3 times last year's attendance. On October 7th, the day after Chuseok, nearly 38,500 people visited, setting a new daily record. The museum attributed the surge to increased interest in Gyeongju as the host city of this year's APEC Economic Leaders Meeting. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
An abandoned railway station has been transformed into a massive art complex. An exhibition in Seocheon-gun County, Chungcheongnam-do Province, reimagines the town's industrial heritage as a living gallery. And our news features reporter Byun Ye-young was there.
Once a symbol of Korea's industrial past, Changang 1931, the former Changang Railway Station and also known as Changang City Exploration Station, has been reborn as a space where history, art, and imagination intersect. This place was once bustling with the sound of trains and travelers, but now it moves people through art.
The industrial heritage of the old Jangang Station has been reborn as a new cultural space through contemporary art. This exhibition revives Seocheon-gun County's history and identity, inspiring pride among local residents and offering visitors a fresh look at Janghang's unique charm.
The exhibition Moving Boundary turns the town's almost century-old railway facilities, from the station building and train cars to former guard posts, into immersive art installations. Stepping aboard an old train, visitors encounter Lee Nam's 2-channel video installation, Breathing Platform, where moving images unfold as if the viewers themselves are part of the work. Outdoors, large-scale sculptures line the tracks, like this iron tree installation by Song Dong-un and Kim Taeun's Signal Candy. Former guard posts, once used to monitor the rail line, have been transformed into art spaces. They now encourage visitors to reflect on the passage of time and the connection between people and places. Art critic Go Chung-an explains that the exhibition shows how art can drive transformation.
What makes this exhibition especially meaningful is that it's not an active industrial site anymore. Instead, it acts as a bridge between urban regeneration and art, addressing how change can happen through this connection.
Artists also highlight regeneration as a central theme.
Even as some cities fade away, new ones emerge. And if those cities can carry on the cultural heritage and meaning of the past, they can continue to connect and evolve.
The Jangang line has long been closed, and this area has become a regenerated space. It's meaningful to bring contemporary art here and share it with the local community.
Changang's story serves as a reminder that forgotten places can breathe again through art. The exhibition runs until December 31st. Byun Ye-young, Arirang News, Seocheon.
A long time ago, the capital of Sinla, at the heart of Daereungwon, where kings rest in majestic tombs, one mound quietly embraces the flow of time. As the morning mist drifts in, Cheonmachong reveals itself. Cheonmachong is a tomb that witnessed the glorious era of Sinla. For over 1,000 years, it has preserved the breath of its age, unchanged. Inside the mound lie layers of stones, earth, and a wooden chamber enclosing a wooden coffin. This stone-mounted wooden chamber tomb preserved countless artifacts intact. Ancient people once said, "A heavenly horse rides through the clouds." This is Cheonmachong, a heavenly horse, painted on birch bark, nearly the only surviving painting from the Sinla era. The Cheonmachong was part of horse trappings, attached to the side screen of a saddle. It protected both rider and horse, symbolizing speed and strength. In 2025, Gyeongju, the former capital of Sinla, will host the APEC Economic Leaders Meeting. While Cheonmachong carries the indomitable spirit of an ancient kingdom, today's Gyeongju envisions the future with the world. Gyeongju, a city where past, present, and future converge. Cheonmachong carries 1,000 years of history and stands ready to inspire the stories of tomorrow.
Preserving important cultural legacies requires intricate methods and technology. While Korean culture in the form of K-pop, K-drama, and K-food is growing in influence around the world, there are experts who put efforts in preserving Korea's cultural heritage, which has played a role in leading to the K-culture the world enjoys today. We invite Park Jong-seo, Director of the Cultural Heritage Conservation Science Center at the National Research Institute of Cultural Heritage, to talk about Korea's strength in this field and how it is transferring its technologies to help others around the world. Welcome, Director Park.
Welcome, Director.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for joining us on the Culture Wave. So first and foremost, could you tell us what cultural heritage conservation technology exactly is, and also what is the role of your center?
In simple terms, cultural heritage conservation technology is the method used to preserve cultural heritage for a long time. Cultural heritage by its nature is very old and deteriorates over time. Especially objects excavated from archaeological sites are so vulnerable that sudden environmental change can easily cause damage. Scientific measures used to reverse or slow down the damage of cultural heritage is what we call cultural heritage conservation technology. Through these methods, cultural heritage can regain its original value and can pass it down on intact to future generations. More broadly, conservation technology also covers scientific methods related to cultural heritage. It includes investigating the value of cultural heritage, manufacturing techniques and materials, cause and extent of the damage. It also includes restoration and conservation treatment of damaged objects to extend the lifespan of cultural heritage, developing new materials and techniques, and controlling the conservation environment. Our center is an affiliate of the National Research Institute of Cultural Heritage, and we are doing scientific conservation and restoration of damaged cultural objects.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like you have a lot of responsibility there at the center. And although you touched upon it that this is for future generations, could you please further explain why we need these methods and these technologies? Why is it important?
First of all, it helps us prevent damage to cultural heritage, and we can preserve its value and pass it down to future generations. To preserve it properly, it's crucial to understand as much information as possible about the heritage. We need to know things like what material the cultural heritage is made of, how it was made, and what the current condition it is, to apply the right conservation methods. For this, we gather information from various scientific analysis and research. This information gives the cultural heritage its own value and helps us better understand our history.
Right. So you said before Korea's cultural heritage preservation technology is said to have reached a very high level. Could you tell us more on that, please?
That's right. Above all, as for the training program, there is an international organization called ICROM. That is the International Center for the Study of the Preservation and Restoration of Cultural Property. And it runs a training program called Core Asia. Our National Research Institute of Cultural Heritage is a co-organizer of the program. And every year, we send Korean experts to share the conservation technology with other countries. We also run our domestic training program called ICPC, International Cooperation Program on Conservation. It invites professionals in the field of conservation every year, and from countries all over the world to train them for the conservation skills in cultural heritage. Furthermore, many Korean conservators and researchers are actively taking part in the on-site international project, such as conservation of Angkor Wat in the Cambodia and Hongnang-sida ruin site restoration in Laos, and working on the Ramesseum Temple in Egypt.
Then let's talk a little bit more about one of those international on-site projects. Recently, I think you were also in Indonesia to share Korea's preservation techniques. So please tell us about that project.
Our program is called OTTP, On-Site Technical Training Program. We go to the countries that need to improve their conservation skills and provide the conservation steps with on-site training. We've conducted the training in Indonesia 3 times up to this year. In 2023, the training was held at the National Museum of Indonesia in Jakarta, and 14 participants were trained. The topics for training was conservation of metals, and we taught non-destructive analysis of material, microscopic examination of manufacturing techniques, desalination methods, corrosion removal, and restoration of missing parts. Last year, we provided the advanced training of metal conservation at the Borobudur Conservation Office, and 24 participants were trained. The focus of training was especially on the reinforcing the weathered outdoor metal object using wax. This year, the place for training was the same with 23 years. The participants were conservation-related steps in museums with less than 3 years of experience, and the training topics were on the basics of conservation, especially on the understanding of materials for conservation.
And so how was the response by the locals and the feedback as well? And do you have any memorable episodes from the training program?
The participants were very focused all the way through the program. The training consisted of theory and hands-on practice. They really worked hard to get used to what they were learning. I think this is the reason we've conducted the training in Indonesia for 3 consecutive years. Here is a little story from this time. The venue for training this year is the National Museum of Indonesia in Jakarta. On the last day of training, an anti-governmental demonstration occurred and getting escalated. In the middle of the last practical training session, we were informed that the museum should be evacuated before 3 p.m. We had to leave without finishing the last training. Everyone was disappointed with that. But our instructors and Indonesian participants really wanted to complete the program. So next day, early in the morning at 8 a.m., we all got together and completed the program in full.
That's very touching to hear. Okay, then in what other parts of the world are these projects being held besides from Indonesia?
Our OTTP program is part of an international exchange initiative aiming at Asian countries where the infrastructure for heritage conservation is still developing. Since starting in 2013, we've held training sessions in 7 Asian countries, including Myanmar, Bhutan, Mongolia, Uzbekistan, and Indonesia. We set topics and arrange sessions considering the level of expertise of the participants, their own cultural heritage, without relying on helps from other countries. We also hope that it helps us to strengthen Korea's international status in this field of cultural heritage conservation and to take a leading role in joint research and international cooperation in this field.
All right, thank you very much, Director Park. That's all the time we have today, but I can imagine that it takes such much effort to transfer these technologies to other countries, especially because many countries have different cultural properties. They probably have also different rules. So thank you very much for sharing your story with us today and also your efforts in sharing all of our Korea's heritage preservation methods to the world.
Thank you very much, Director.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter. As always, we're going to see you back here next time.
See you very soon.
And thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-Culture issues.